You know what they say, video killed the radio star. But next on the plate is us, content creators? Hey there, welcome to the Animated Cartoon Conspiracy Theory. With TikTok on the fringe of possibly leaving in the month of January, I think it's time to take a good look at what happens if it was to be banned or if it was to stay, and what we as creators can expect. You could call this a coincidence, but it's an animated content theory. Now, I do think that this information is highly important for not only the casual viewer, but also content creators who rely on TikTok as their main source of income, outreach, and above all, creativity. See, it's been a weird couple of years for content creators. It's hard to believe that TikTok spawned into existence for about 7 years, with Vine being the older cousin that retired only a year before that. That's almost 13 years of vertical short-form content existing on our phones and devices. But the popularity of TikTok ended up forcing Instagram and YouTube to play major catch-up. But everything is about to change with the potential removal or staying power of TikTok. And all those changes will impact two things moving forward: community and monetization. See, if you're any younger than a boomer, then you've probably been sent a TikTok at some point. Heck, whether it was Cabby Lame or Charlie D'Amelio, we've all been impacted by TikTok. But the people who will be impacted the most will be creators. Basically, at the near end of 2024, TikTok was forced to divest, sell, or leave the US over concerns of security. And while TikTok did fight back, and we still don't have the evidence, the US government was so adamant that they gave TikTok until January 19th to leave or sell. And I can't overstate the amount of creators that I know personally who have repeatedly stated how the removal of this platform would devastate them, because the potential removal of a major income source for creators who don't have the time to create long-form or diverse content would impact them tremendously. And the unexplained loss of connection between them, their fan base, and the disconnect of shared experiences and information would not only impact them, but also their fan base. And those right there are major issues. The effects that small and mid-sized creators feel today will be the same ones that end up impacting bigger creators who even benefit from simple clip farming. And that is what I want to talk about today, because I truly believe people haven't thought about all the potential ramifications of a vacuum TikTok would create. Despite the US government believing that they are the brain rot slayer, the changes it would create and how it would affect everyone engaging with video content going forward would be huge. And this might be the thing that ruins what it means to be a creator online forever. So let's just rub salt in the wound early. All the platforms want to replicate TikTok's algorithm and TikTok's stickiness. Unlike all the other platforms, TikTok's algorithm has had the ability to hypnotize viewers for hours on end. Even if it was at the detriment of our health, it was able to meticulously match you with the content that you love and interacted with the most, after just hours of scrolling in the feed for the first time. And the thing is, other platforms still haven't quite perfected this beast of a machine TikTok has created. And while YouTube and Instagram have had a virtual monopoly on hosting digital content, they were losing in terms of time spent on their platform. While it's beneficial for these tech giants to have eyes watching ads all day, they now have to make sure that you never want to leave. To expand on this, I don't know if you noticed, but YouTube has begun to test the idea of having games in-app on the platform. And yeah, this was back in May of 2024. That's not just for the laws, but for you to stay in the app longer. And while YouTube has barely scratched the surface with its in-app games, they are not the only ones who are doing this. Netflix has added games to their app, Crunchyroll, and soon others will as well. And all of them still fall years behind the platform that has figured out how to integrate it seamlessly. And that is TikTok and its filters. TikTok has relentlessly pushed its advanced filters on the public since about 2022 after they released their program, The Effect House. This not only allowed the creativity of some of the most wildest filters on the platform, but also the monetization of all of them. Creators could create games using a person's face that allows them to play Minecraft, Sonic, or even Tetris using only their nose. And even though effect creators could benefit off their creative endeavors, TikTok also created the most under-the-radar game library that everyone on the platform can play, and is encouraged to by others on the platform. It's something that Netflix has to spend millions on to get Squid Game's RPG made, while TikTok can share the revenue or give bonuses to individuals like you and me. They basically have what Roblox has, but for social media. And TikTok is leagues ahead. So not only do they have the algorithm, the games, but they also have the trust of many creators through monetization. Now, monetization is a big word thrown around by YouTubers, content creators, and tech companies. But the big short is that monetization is the ability to make money off of your content. And ask any Twitch creator, YouTuber, or Instagram model, monetization doesn't come easy. Heck, at the time of recording this, my channel Courage Media isn't even YouTube approved yet. But one of the biggest determinants of creators willing to create and creating great content is the ability to sustain themselves on content alone. And sorry to tell you this, viewers, but most of your favorite content creators have to prove themselves to the powers that be before they can make even 1 cent. Even if their content is high quality, has thousands of views or likes, they're all subject to a vetting process, which is a good thing because you wouldn't want something like AI slop or bad actors getting paid for doing bad things. But in terms of ease of getting in, well, that varies from platform to platform. On YouTube, you need 4,000 hours of watch time or 10 million shorts views to be fully monetized on their platform. Twitch partners, on the other hand, need to stream at least 8 times and maintain an average of 75 live viewers, and that's hard. Let alone most people who casually stream don't even crack 50 viewers on the daily. And forget about Instagram, it's a vague invite-only process that even some of the biggest creators haven't been invited to. Now, all of these platforms have vetting processes that build a high barrier to entry for good reasons, but also to the detriment of their own platform. If you take a look at TikTok, TikTok has only required that you're eligible for the creativity program to be eligible for most of their other features as well. This includes live streaming like Twitch and long-form content like YouTube. And all you need is 10,000 followers and possibly just one viral video that hits over 100K views. Not watch time, not average viewers, just 100,000 views, and that's it. Even some of the most recent popular streamers like Queso has gained half of their popularity thanks to being able to stream directly on TikTok in a short amount of time. So TikTok not only has games built in, but has allowed the common creator the lowest barrier of entry to monetize in every popular way. This includes even allowing businesses to sell directly on their platform, taking away business from the likes of Amazon, with, again, a low barrier to entry, allowing even the most smallest of businesses to be able to monetize with the help of content creators. So TikTok has not only maintained its stickiness by becoming the #1 place to shop, game, and socialize, but has become the #1 hub for being able to monetize with the easiest barrier to entry on every turn. And with that is the big question. What happens to creators, businesses, and viewers if it was to go away? Well, there would be an influx of new and old content flooding Instagram and YouTube. Now, while that might be a good thing for a while for creators and consumers on their platforms, there will eventually be a crackdown on content moderation, because not all creators make ad-friendly content, so creators could possibly face burnout pretty fast due to the necessary need to moderate certain content forms. And then there's also the ramifications of things connected to TikTok and their sister apps, whether that's Hypic or CapCut, their video and photo editing apps, or even shop integrated apps for Shopify and other businesses. There will be a destruction of tools and business revenue, because TikTok has stated if they were to go, they're taking everything with them. TikTok will immediately shut down. So creators who uses TikTok's tools to create things for Instagram, YouTube, and the like will also face hardship because they're just gone. And not to mention that TikTok Shop alone makes over $4.4 billion for the company, meaning that small businesses who rely on TikTok Shop alone will collectively lose out on over $1 billion. And finally, the most important thing that will be lost if TikTok was to go is the loss of innovation, creativity, and community. Remember how I said that YouTube and Instagram had to play major catch up to TikTok? That's because TikTok had innovated in a way that was never thought to be done before, or had to be done before. Adding games inside of your filters, having music be integral to almost every post, and even just the short form content itself. Not to mention that the creators who utilize this platform are so creative that a lot of the trends that you see on YouTube, Instagram, and other platforms originate on TikTok first. A lot of viewers who use TikTok more so than the other platforms will often tell you that they've seen a meme or a video months ahead than Instagram Reels. And finally, community. Now, sense of community has kind of been lost over the couple of years, but trends that happened on YouTube would be able to be seen throughout all of the YouTube channels. And now that's not even a thing anymore on the platform, let alone on Instagram. And with Meta trying to create AI profiles that can interact with people on the platform, things are about to get a little bit more crazy inside of the social media business. A stated goal by Instagram is to create more sectioned off communities, smaller niches that only you think is big. And with that, it destroys the sense of community that is shared across the whole platform. And that's what makes TikTok different, its ability to have trends spread across the whole entire platform. And with the existence of TikTok, I believe that Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and all of the above will be forced to innovate, forced to create community, forced to make it easier for creators to monetize and make a livelihood on every one of these platforms. And while brain rot is a separate issue that totally needs to be addressed, the vacuum that TikTok would create would be too disastrous if it was just to poof out of existence. And because TikTok keeps on innovating and creating new ways for creators to create and with their partners and people inside of their same niche, the pros outweigh the cons. And this isn't some video essay trying to convince you that TikTok should stay, but an analysis on how TikTok has created its stickiness, why people still stick around on the platform, how it would impact big and small creators as well as businesses, and the foreseeable problems that it would create if it was to go. But is that a coincidence? I think nut. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out all the other videos on this channel. Some are more interesting than this one, and some will have you questioning your childhood favorite TV shows and video games. And while you do that, I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.